Great news for Tesla lovers! Tesla has beaten the German and the Japanese giants! Yes, you heard it right! Tesla has smashed the giants! What do you know about this? Let's find out. In 2023, EV sales in the UK reached a record high. They increased by 71% compared to 2022, which means they grew quickly. For the first time, more people bought EVs than diesel cars, the most polluting type of cars. EVs made up almost 17% of all new car sales in the UK, which means about 1 in 6 new cars was an EV. One of the most popular EV brands in the UK was Tesla, a company from the US that makes high-tech and stylish cars. Tesla's Model Y was the best-selling EV in the UK and the third best-selling car overall. It was popular among businesses and fleets, groups of vehicles owned by companies or organisations. However, not everything was good for the car industry in 2022. The total number of new cars sold in the UK was the lowest in 30 years, which means it was very low. This was because of some problems that affected car makers around the world. One was a shortage of semiconductor chips, which are small parts that control many car functions such as screens, cameras, and sensors. They were not enough chips to make all the cars people wanted to buy, so some models had long waiting lists and some factories had to stop production. Another problem was the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused lockdowns, travel restrictions, and economic difficulties. This made people less likely to buy new cars and travel by car. It also made it harder to transport cars and parts across countries and continents. The car industry hopes these problems will be solved soon and more people will buy EVs. The UK government has set a target to ban the sale of new petrol and diesel cars by 2030 and only allow zero-emission vehicles such as EVs and hydrogen cars. This is part of its plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and fight climate change. The car industry also expects new technologies and innovations to make EVs more affordable, efficient, and attractive for customers. Some examples are better batteries, faster charging, wireless charging, self-driving features, and smart connectivity. EVs are changing the way we drive and travel. They're becoming more common and popular in the UK and worldwide. They offer many benefits for drivers, society, and the environment. They are part of the future of transport. Electric vehicles, both battery and plug-in hybrids, accounted for over half of UK vehicle sales during the first quarter of 2023. A total of 264,046 EVs were sold, giving EVs a market share of 53%. Hybrids became more popular in the UK at over 30%. The sales of electric vehicles in the United Kingdom grew by a fifth in the first quarter of 2023, according to the PwC's Electric Vehicle Sales Review of 2023. More people in the UK bought electric cars every month from January to March 2023 than in the same months last year. The numbers went up by a lot each month. Electric cars that can use both electricity and petrol were the most liked by UK drivers. They were almost one-third of all the electric cars sold. Electric cars that only use batteries were second, and electric cars that need to be plugged in were third. The UK and 9 other big European countries also sold more electric cars in the first 3 months of 2023 than in the same time last year. The total number of electric cars sold was more than 1 million. Sales in January were 18%. In February it was 25%, and in March it was 24%. 32% of EVs are sold, followed by battery-powered vehicles at 15% and plug-in hybrids at 6%. A report about electric cars that only use batteries, the BEVs, looked at 19 different countries and saw that they sold 24% more BEVs in the first 3 months of 2023 than the same time last year. China sold the most BEVs out of all the countries. It sold more than half of all BEVs in the world. In Europe, 10 big countries sell many electric cars. Electric cars are almost half of all the new cars people bought in those countries in the first 3 months of 2023. There are around 850,000 electric cars on the roads in the UK as of the end of August 2023. 1 out of every 5 new cars people bought in the UK in August 2023 use electricity instead of petrol or diesel. There are 17,243 new electric cars in total. In the UK, people get new car number plates in March and September. That is why more people buy electric cars in those months than in other months. Usually, electric cars have a smaller share of the market in those months. More people bought cars that use electricity instead of power or diesel from the UK in 2016 to 2022. In 2016, only a few new cars were electric. In 2022, almost 1 in 6 new cars were electric. Some of these cars also use petrol but had to plug in to charge the battery. These cars were almost 1 in 4 new cars in 2022. This shows that people wanted more electric cars and less old cars, especially diesel ones. From 2019 to 2023, electric cars that only use batteries and BEVs will become more popular than electric cars that can use both electricity and petrol, the PHEVs. The difference between them got bigger each year. This will continue in 2023 because more drivers will like BEVs better. Tesla sold more cars than big car makers in the UK in August 2023. Tesla makes cars that use electricity instead of petrol or diesel. These cars are good for the environment. More people in the UK are buying these cars than before. A group of car makers in the UK shared some numbers. They showed that Tesla was the 9th best-selling car brand in the UK, with 4,021 new cars. Tesla sold more cars than Mercedes-Benz, which sold 3,646 new cars in August. Tesla also sold more cars than Peugeot, 3,102 new cars, and Nissan, 2,336 new cars. Tesla's Model Y and the Model 3 were among the most popular cars in the UK in August 2023. The Model Y was the second most popular car. It sold 2,313 cars, almost as many as the Ford Puma, which sold 2,336 cars and was the most popular car. The Model 3 was the sixth most popular car in the UK in July 2023. It sold 1,698 cars. Volkswagen sold the most cars in the UK in August 2023. It sold 8,335 cars. Ford has sold the second most cars in the UK in August 2023. It sold 7,449 cars. Some of the cars that Volkswagen and Ford sold were EVs. Mercedes is a company from Germany that makes cars and vans. Mercedes started in 1926 when two men, Karl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler, joined their companies. They both made cars before, but they wanted to work together. Karl Benz made the first car with an engine that burned fuel in 1886. Gottlieb Daimler made a car with a very fast engine in 1901. The most popular Mercedes electric car in the UK is the Mercedes EQA. It is like the Mercedes GLA but has an electric motor and battery. The Mercedes EQA is popular because it is inexpensive and can go far on one charge. It costs around £40,000 and can go between 250 and 264 miles. It also has different models with different power and speed. The fastest one can go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 6 seconds. The Mercedes EQA looks like a normal car but has some special features inside. It has a big screen, a nice design, and a function that lets you set the temperature before entering the car. It is comfortable and safe to drive. It is one of the best electric cars that Mercedes makes. Nissan is a company from Japan that makes cars and vans. Nissan started in 1933 when two men joined the company. They made cars before that. One of them made the first car with a special engine in 1886. Nissan is now part of a big group with other car makers from France and Japan. They sell their cars and vans all over the world. Many people like them because they are well made, comfortable and safe. Nissan Leaf is the most popular electric car from Nissan in the UK. The biggest EV manufacturer in the world is Tesla. Tesla makes a good quality EV cars with high-tech systems. Tesla is the main American manufacturer of electric automobile batteries, solar panels for cars, and home power storage. Tesla Inc. was formed in 2003 by American entrepreneurs Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning and was named after the great Serbian-American inventor Nikola Tesla. And rapidly, it became the most recognizable car brand in the world. Tesla Model Y and Model 3 are the most popular vehicles of Tesla in the entire UK. Thus, Tesla had beaten Mercedes and Nissan in their EV sales. Interestingly, Tesla had beaten the powerful Mercedes and Nissan. Tesla is not only getting high sales in the UK, but in other big countries too. As if now EVs of Tesla have the most sales than Nissan and Mercedes. It is very interesting. And there is an EV race in the UK. EV manufacturers must bring up new models. What do you think about Tesla's growth? Comment your thoughts and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.